Guys, what's up? So, something that relates to past, present, and future videos, something that basically has everything to do with, health and, well, fitness. And I use air quotes because it's fairly shady as far as business goes. Anyway, small deviation. So, genetics. A lot of people want to blame their present physical condition on genetics. Ever so slightly you can, if you inherited like diabetes or something, or if had something passed on through the family, some physical condition, yeah, that's a genetic thing. Like, you can blame that, but genetics only cuts so deep as far as being able to blame them goes. Genetics, they might determine certain physical, features as far as, being healthy and fit goes, but do you know what they don't determine? Waking up in the morning and going for a walk instead of sleeping in. They don't determine staying on your feet at the end of a long work day and a workout after that shift to clean and cook if it's necessary, which are things that I do at night, both. And they don't determine all the decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis. I mean, yeah, you can talk about, personal circumstance, you can talk about, this and that, finances, whatever. But, you can, slowly turn around and, you can start buying healthier things, making sure you're getting enough protein and micronutrients through produce, fruits and vegetables. You can start drinking more water. You can drink less soda if you drink it. Like, there are so many small things that you can turn around tonight to start making the difference that you say you want. And that's the thing, is that in the past, I daydreamt all the time when I wasn't even working out, but telling people that I was. Yeah, I was that low. I don't miss that person. But I was, daydreaming constantly in the past about being the athlete I am now, and now I daydream about being the athlete that I want to be that I am not presently. And that's called hunger. That is something that you don't have to be obsessed with like I am to develop. Hunger comes in a variety of endeavors. It's in everything you do. Hunger decides how you perform. Hunger decides what you're going to do. Are you going to push that much harder? Are you going to stay up late and do that homework that you just want to blow off and do in the morning? There are so many things that hunger does. And guess what? Hunger is attitude, it's behavior, it's habit. It's you as a person. It's your personal decision. Hunger is not determined by genetics. I'm going to tell you that much right now. It's not determined by genetics. How do I know? Because my genetics are trash. My genetics come from, and I'm a bastard, by the way. My parents weren't married, but my genetics come from a pothead, crackhead, drunk father who never did anything. He forced himself on my mom, and, he did other despicable things that I'm not going to go into. And my mom was a passive pushover, working, going to college, trying to support 3 kids. So that's where my genetics come from. My genetics come from the garbage. But you know something? My decisions did not come from the garbage. My decisions came from the fact that I don't want to be a victim in the world. My decisions came from the fact that I don't want to be like the rest of my family. Mother and father's side. There's not much going on there. My decisions determine the fact that I wake up early and go for a walk, and then I come back and clean if necessary, and, get ready for work. I go into work early, often, because that's what I do. I like to set up the place for success. My genetics only determine so much, and so do yours. You can't keep making the excuse that it's genetics. Fake weights, Photoshop, filters, all kinds of crap. That all exists. There are so many excuses that are part of reality, but at the end of the day, it's also just that, an excuse. You can decide to start waking up early. You can decide to start going to bed sooner so you can get more rest, so that you can wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. You decide whether or not you cook your food in advance, so that way you don't have to make an excuse and then go out to grab some kind of fast food or something. There are so many decisions that come into play with changing your habits, and that's just it. When it comes to being healthier and fitter, you guys, 20, 30, sometimes 40 plus years of bad choices. Bad choices being food, and then bad habits. Yeah, you know what? I still watch movies and shows at the end of the day. I mean, only for like an hour, maybe two. But that's as a treat for getting everything else in the day done. That's how you should treat it. You can absolutely enjoy all those things. You don't have to stop playing video games. You don't have to stop watching movies. You don't have to stop watching shows. Whatever you like to do for fun, play poker, whatever. It doesn't matter. Gamble. I mean, not excessively on the gambling part, but I'm not your dad, but it never really turned out that well. Anyway, it doesn't matter what your habit is in your spare time. Whatever you enjoy doing, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, do it, you know? Play Xbox if you want, but understand this. When you get into this, and you don't have to become obsessed like I became. I just got that way because I wanted it so bad that I had to become obsessed with it to truly devote. So that's where my consistency comes from. But you're going to change a lot. You're going to go from chilling on the couch and, eating chips, whatever you were doing before, to being very consistent and dedicated. And remember, you're not always going to be motivated. So that's where discipline comes in. That's the point I'm at. With my mental state, it's not easy to get into the gym because I really don't want to do that much. So I'm disciplined, and that keeps me on track. That's the most important thing. You have to work all these small habits into the day. It must be ritual. It must be ritual. It must be what you do. And here's the thing. Learn to love it. Love it. I'm setting up a program for a friend right now, and he really wants to work on upper body, and I told him, with that attitude, I'm going to make you squat every day. I'm not advocating anybody squat every day. You can all train how you please. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but learn to love the hard things, and then everything else is easy. That's the best way I can put it. Consistency. Baby steps, one foot in front of the other. You can daydream it all you want, but this is not going to be the recipient of anything if you don't physically put one foot in front of the other. And don't just do that, but show up and put in the work. Don't do a lot of this. Show up and put in the work. Genetics don't determine that. You do. Don't stand in your own way. And it sucks to hear. I mean, you guys have no idea, when I first started, it's insane how hard my ego got hit by all of the new things I had to introduce myself to and realize, oh my goodness, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm still doing it to this day, 6 years later. And my family didn't have my back in those first few years. Honestly, I don't think they supported me until my first meet last year. So I didn't have support. I've been doing this solo since day one, but you all have support. In the presence of my channel, other channels, friends, family, you all have support. So to hell with genetics, you got this, you can do it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard, but you can do it. Nothing's easy. Not if it's worth it. Everything worth it takes effort. And that's the other thing, guys. Belief in yourself is all you need. I didn't think I would see the day come where I could deadlift 500 pounds, squat 300, bench a couple plates. I didn't see that day coming. 500 pounds is my working weight on deadlifts. I was ridiculed at my gym. People made me feel unwelcome. It wasn't just my family. No support from the get-go. But you guys have it. You guys can do this, and you've got it. Just something I forgot to include. Have a good night, guys.